I just want them to actually follow safety protocols and try to keep the customers safe and actually just care about people instead of money.
That Cleveland woman putting Frontier Airlines on blast after she says they walked back on their safety measures and put her elderly mother at risk. News 5's Jay Jarvis shares their story and what your rights are as a passenger.
On Tuesday, Kristen Burns picked her mom, Virginia Kurtz, up from Cleveland Hopkins Airport, ready to welcome her home after many months away. She and her husband spent half the year in Florida at their home near Fort Myers, but were separated when he returned to Cleveland in early March for hip surgery. Burns says being isolated and taking care of herself eventually took a toll on Kurtz, so despite being worried, last month she booked a ticket home with Frontier Airlines.
They told her that every other row would be blocked out, not even just the middle seats, but every other row to keep distancing, which is why she felt safe buying a ticket.
Then, when Kurtz called the night before the flight, she says the airline told her that only every middle seat would be blocked off, with temperature checks being given to every passenger. But she says none of that actually happened on the day of the flight.
She said that the flight was completely packed. Every seat except for one was sold.
In a statement to News 5, Frontier Airlines denies that the flight Kurtz was on was full and says it had 1/4 of its seats empty. They also say that until August 31st, they're blocking out 20 seats on every flight. As for temperature checks, the airline says that policy is set to kick in on June 1st, despite airline workers telling Kurtz they would be done on her flight.
I just don't understand how Frontier could publicly say that they're doing these safety protocols, and that then also tell their customer and promise and reassure their customer that they're doing these safety protocols and then do absolutely none of them.
Art Nitzkoff, the owner of Gamble America Travel in Solon, says while many airlines are implementing new policies, they're ultimately at their discretion to enforce them.
The rules seem to change about every 10 minutes right now. Some of them have said that they've cut their capacity back by 20 or 30%. But there's no actual rule. It's just a guideline. So if they're full, then they're full. And it's not like you could say, okay, they're full, I want my money back.
Nitzkoff says if you fly, just try to be as safe and clean as you can. And if you run into issues with the airline, document the experience.
When you talk to an airline or when you talk to anybody, a hotel, anything, write down who you talk to. I always ask what call center they're in. So, they could say, yeah, I'm Dolores from Cincinnati, and write down what time you talk to them.
Jay Jarvis, News 5.